Hi, I'm fixing dinner and I thought you might like to watch another really simple recipe here. Let's see if I can get the camera set up. Sorry, I'm filming on my phone and I'm not used to that. There we go. So I'm starting here just on the stove with my red onion. And I keep that covered in between chopping other things so that it'll kind of sweat and I won't have to add any water to it. Now what I've done in prep work before starting the onion is in my Instant Pot I cooked some brown basmati rice and some of the tri-colored quinoa. And I did this in my Instant Pot, and there's probably, a good 2.5 cups worth there of that. And that's gonna go in, and this is gonna be an Oriental Stir Fry, just so you know what we're making. And I wanted to show you how I make my own teriyaki sauce, and that's the reason for this video today. So, either cook this up in your Instant Pot beforehand, or however it is that you cook your rice. And you can use just brown rice or just quinoa or just white rice if you want. Just whatever rice mixture or grain mixture that you want to use in this. And like I said, I'm using the brown basmati rice with the tri-colored quinoa. And I just put a little bit of the amino acids into the cooking water when I put it in the Instant Pot. And that's really the only seasoning there is in there. So I've got one red onion just sliced up in there. And I am going to add some mushrooms that are already sliced up. And these are just button mushrooms because I've already used all of my baby bells. Normally this would have baby bells, but just whatever mushroom you like. Just add, this is going to be about half of that package. And this is, let's see, this is 16 ounces, so I'm adding about 8 ounces of mushrooms to that. I'm just getting that going. Okay, and then I've got one carrot and I've got my peeler. And I just peel little shavings directly into the pan so that they're nice and thin and they'll cook up quickly. If you do slices, they're still going to be pretty hard. They're not going to really cook through. So just bear that in mind. And I just use my little vegetable peeler here to get plenty of it. And whatever doesn't go in, me and my pup dogs will take care of that. I have started giving my dogs, which I have 2 Yorkies and 1 Rottweiler, I've started giving them carrot pieces for treats. And now they hear that crunch from the other room when I start eating a carrot, and buddy, they come running. They love their carrots. Well, that's not quite 1 carrot, just because for time's sake, I'm not going to get down to all of the rest of it. Okay. Stir that around real good. And put the top on, because then all the moisture will collect in there. And then I'm going to add probably about 2 cups of shredded cabbage. So while this is simmering and you've got your moisture going in there to soften those carrots, be slicing up, just kind of shredding real thin your cabbage. And then I've also got some of my sprouts And if you've been watching, I've started growing these myself. So those are going to go inside as well. And then I said I would show you how I do my teriyaki sauce. Now, I have looked and looked, and I have not found any teriyaki sauce that has low sodium. And if you can find it where you live, great. But even if I found low sodium, I think there'd probably be more chemicals and additives than what I would like to have in my teriyaki. And so I'll show you how I make it. I take some of my liquid aminos and some just pure maple syrup, whatever brand you like. That one's from the brandless. And then some organic garlic powder. And that's it, guys. That's really it. Now I take one of my tiny little berry bowls, and you could put this in a 1-cup serving, however you want to do it. And I just pour some in. And no, I'm not measuring. I just pour some in. So that's probably about 1/2 cup, just a good guesstimate. And then I'm going to put a couple tablespoons, probably 3 tablespoons of the maple syrup. And then I'm just going to put about a teaspoon of the garlic powder, because I'm no salt, so this isn't garlic salt, this is just garlic powder. And I just kind of stir it up until that's dissolved pretty well. And then once my vegetables are all cooked, this is going to be the teriyaki sauce that I put over top. And, you know, you can't get much simpler than that. You know, I always say simple recipes for a simple life, and really, really is simple. All right, so we've got, see how that water, just the condensation on top, and I just pour that back in. And that softens up those carrots real good. Okay. Now I'm going to put my sprouts in. And that's probably a good 2 cups worth. And then I've got some frozen peas. And about a cup of those. And then I'm going to put my shredded cabbage on top. You know, people starting off in this life, they get real afraid and they're worried about, oh, I don't know how to cook, and what do I do without meat or salt or whatever it is that they're giving up. They don't know how to cook without it. And basically, you cook just the way you used to do. You just leave those things out. And, you know, back before I was plant-based, I probably would have added some chicken or some pork to this. I probably wouldn't have added salt because, you know, I would have used soy sauce or teriyaki, and that would have had plenty of salt. But now, you know, I'm using the liquid aminos just because it has less sodium. And people ask me a lot on this channel, well, if you're adding soy sauce or liquid aminos, you're adding salt. No, we're adding sodium. Now remember that sodium is naturally occurring in a lot of foods. Celery is high in sodium. Soy is naturally high in sodium, and that's where the soy sauce and the liquid aminos get the sodium from, and it is not the same thing. Salt has been linked to stomach cancer, and that's one of the reasons why my husband wanted to give it up, because his father died of stomach cancer. Myself, I'm giving it up because it causes inflammation in my joints and in my hands and legs. So it raises my blood pressure, and then it causes my arthritis to ache. So that's why I've given it up. Now, they have done medical test studies, and you can find this on nutritionfacts.org. And salt has been linked to stomach cancer, but if you use the soy derivative, either soy sauce or miso paste or liquid aminos, the soy coats the stomach. And so the sodium doesn't have the same impact from these products, these soy-based products, as it does just regular straight salt. So your stomach is protected, and therefore you don't have those ill effects, either for the risk of stomach cancer or, you know, my joint swelling. My joints don't swell, and I don't have those aches and pains from the soy like I would if I was to add salt. So people do ask that question a lot, and so that's, you know, I wanted to answer that here. I do write back to everyone who asks, but just in case, you know, you were thinking that same question, but you know, didn't take the time to ask, you know, hopefully this answered that right there for you. Okay, now I am not going to make you wait to watch this all cook down, because the video will just be too long. So just know that this is all going to cook down. Now I am going to add this homemade teriyaki sauce to it over top, and just make sure get all of that garlic powder out, because it'll kind of stick in the bottom, because this is really the only seasoning I'm adding to this mix. Okay, and then I will just top it off with some sesame seeds, just to make it nice and pretty. And then once this is all cooked down and that cabbage is soft, then the rice mixture will be heated up, and then we just put the rice mixture in a bowl and then put these vegetables on top, and then the individual person will just mix it around in their plate. Now you could, if your pan's big enough, just add your rice in and reheat it there, you know, like that. If you want, it's up to you. So that's it, another recipe, and it's, you know, by the time this is cooked, it'd be about 15 minutes. So another 15 minutes simple recipe. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, give me a thumbs up. And please, if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. Tick that little bell so that you get notifications, so that you'll know when the next video comes out. And I'll show you a picture, and that will be the thumbnail of the finished product, okay? Have a good day.